Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome back. The 90-day no talk experiment. Listen, we're jumping in. Here's all the things. We are working in tonight's section. We are on day 51. Can y'all believe it? Look, we're on day 51. When we started this at day 90, who would have thunk it, right? So we're going backwards. We've almost been 40 days, 39 days. And that is with the 2 days I missed, we would have been on 41 days, but all is well. We're jumping in tonight. I do want to say that I'm a little tired. Lots of running around to do today, and I had a long day. I left early and I didn't get home till late, and we have the viewing and funeral tomorrow for the elder in our church. So I will be doing all of that. I'm still trying to decide whether I'm going to work in the morning or not. I don't feel like I need to go to work. I feel like I need to stay around here so I can help and do some things that need to be done. But I may just end up going to work anyway and just working half a day for sure. All right, y'all, the 90-day no talk experiment. This is my book that I wrote. This is me on the back. It is me, y'all, when I had shorter hair. I'm in this hair phase right now between letting it grow out and cutting it all back off. I want it to grow out, but it's like dreads, right? You get in that ugly girl phase and you don't know what's going on. So my curls are coming back. I straightened it and I softened it just to make the curls curl. But when I softened it, we only left it on there for like 5 minutes and it totally straightened my hair, which is not what I was going for. So my curls are deepening, but I still have some little stray pieces. Drives me, right? Anywho, I'm glad you're here, y'all. We're on day 51. If you're following along in the book, I'm on page 110. Now, when I was going over this excerpt, it's one of those things, right? You have to make a decision. You have to, I have to, we all have to make a decision. Are we following the Lord or are we not? Couple of things that come into that is, are you going to be obedient to the Lord? There are going to be things that you don't want to do that God tells you. Are you going to listen and do it anyway? Hey, y'all, good to see everybody. I'm glad y'all are here. Are you going to represent the Lord everywhere you go, no matter who's there, no matter what's going on? And if not, why not? Because if your representation is half-hearted and partial, then why do we expect God to show up fully for us? If we only show up every now and then for him, why do we expect him to show up every time for us? See, these are questions we got to ask ourselves. So I've decided in 1999, I decided I was all in for the Lord. And it has almost been 2009. It's almost been 25 years ago. I decided I'm all in for Jesus. That's it, period. Now, I had been saved 10 years before that, but I had been saved 9 years before that, but I made a decision that I wasn't going to play with God anymore. I was going to do exactly what God called me to do. Even in the accepting of the assignment, that has not always been easy, but I've always represented Christ well. At least I think so. There are moments when I have to respond to people who say dumb stuff to me that I have to question myself. And there have been lots of comments that I had deleted that I was going to respond to because the Lord is like, don't say that. That's not nice. I probably shouldn't have wrote that one I just wrote, but I wrote it anyway. Ma'am, sir. Okay, listen, we are done with you. Hey, everybody, good to see you. So tonight, excerpt is called YouTube comments. I'm on page 110. If anybody is following me in the book, I'm just going to chat a little, read a little, and then we'll just see what happens. I'm almost 100% sure that prior to September 2014, I had zero clue what YouTube was. So you all see me on social media now, right? I have 22,000 followers on TikTok. That's my slowest growing, but I don't always do stuff on TikTok, right? I'm trying to break in and do all the things. I have 57,000 followers on Instagram. I have 54,112 followers on YouTube and 157,400 and something on Facebook. Now, I share all that to say You all see me and you go, oh, Shakima, she's a social media influencer. But back in 2014, I didn't even know what social media platforms were. I didn't know that YouTube exists or Facebook exists. Maybe I did because when I was in college, we were told don't get on any social medias at all. It could cost us our job. I even think about that now when I post things on social media. I know several of my coworkers follow me. Even coworkers I don't know follow because I see them like something or whatever, and I'm like, oh Lord. But then I have to think about what I put out. Is what I put out something that's going to be very bad? Is it detrimental? Does it misrepresent my character? But more than anything, does it misrepresent the Lord? Everything we put out, brand deals we do, this company we work with, that Amazon product we buy, whatever we show, whatever we do outside of here, is that going to misrepresent the Lord in some type of way? So we were told, don't get on social media because people can see your life. It's, when you're in education, your life is not separate. You might think you teach during the day and you go home at night, but remember, you live in the same area, most of us, as our students. So we were even told, be careful when you go to the grocery store. We were told, don't shop at the grocery stores in your neighborhood. Go miles out because you're not likely to run into your students miles away from where you actually teach, because people aren't really sure what you're going to put in your cart. Now, I don't drink. I don't have beverages of any kind. So I shop in my regular neighborhood stores. I see my students quite often. But there might be other things, right? So we have always lived under this microscope as educators, but we also live under a microscope as Christians. Really, we do. Everybody has their little magnifying glass trying to see what little mistake you make. And they're more than likely in 2024 to comment on it, or post you, or make you viral, or try to cancel you, or whatever the case is. I didn't know how they worked or what their purpose was. All I do know is that in 2014, 4 years after my divorce and some much needed healing, the Lord said to me, if I can do it for you, I can do it for them. Tell my people, Shakima. That's all God said to me. Tell the people, if I can do it for you, I can do it for them. And a lot of people will say, do what, Shakima? Well, first of all, the Lord took away all the bitterness, anger, hate, all the stuff I was feeling about my divorce, all the self-loathing, all of the self-condemnation, all of the misguided and misappropriated anger towards whatever person or even myself, all the disappointments that I felt in myself because I was not able to make my marriage work. But you'll notice, you may not notice this, I noticed this, before 2014, before my divorce, I wasn't real big on pushing marriage because I was just married. I wasn't married to marriage. I was married to a man. At this point, I'm married to the principle or the institution of marriage. I love what it is, what it does, what it says, what it creates in the community. But I wasn't that before. I was just married, and that was the end of that situation. I somehow found my way to YouTube and started making videos, y'all. It was so crazy. I mean, I've told the story before. I was trying to do slow motion videos, and I didn't realize that you back the speed down to make the video go slower. So I was filming videos like this to look like it was going slow motion. It was like, what is happening right now? I learned the difference, right? Did I kill it straight out the gate? Absolutely not. I remember having 18 subscribers for 18 months. I just did not have time. I didn't have time. I didn't have the patience to learn it. I was doing other things. I was raising kids. I was trying to work a job. I was trying to pay the bills. I was trying to get the debt situated. I had so many things going on that I couldn't figure out how to make it all work. But the Lord in his infinite wisdom worked with me, because I know sometimes I'll be ridiculous to God. He'd be like, really? Is this our girl? Are we sure? You know, God looks at me like that sometimes. Are we sure this our girl? Because I'm not real sure. Maybe, she her daddy child. Maybe that's the problem. All righty. Okay, 18 months after I began, though I finally had time. And now it's 10 years later, I do exactly what he asked me to do. Here's the only problem, or the one main problem, should I say. It's the comments. It's always the comments. What we fail to realize, and those of you who are watching who have this great hope and imagination of jumping into social media because you're going to become an overnight wonder. Mostly the people who become those overnight wonders are doing something they probably don't want out there and it's viral, right? I mean, the girl who she married, she got all where's she at this week? We knew who she married 50 episodes ago and all the things. She has had her moments. Her moments are over. Where's she at now? I haven't seen her come through my feed again. And then the one girl about whose church should I join? She uploaded the videos. Then she took them down. She thought them people was not going to keep receipts. Ma'am, if this video is up any longer than 1 minute, we are taking screenshots. We snapping all the things. So you go back and try to find her to hear her story. She done took all the videos down. Her and the wife, they going see it's a whole lot. So mostly those people go viral because of the drama. Right? I'm not trying to be drama. I don't have none of that going on over here. It's just not, I don't have time, energy, or effort to expend on any of that. But when you put your life out here, when you put your life on show, really, you have to understand that you're going to be opened up to everybody's opinion. Not everybody likes the fact that I'm a Christian. There are people who tell me, I do not come here for your preaching videos. I don't watch none of that. Get the cooking videos. Where the budget videos. Right? And you can have it any which way you want. Or I'll get accused of all types of stuff. Y'all, nobody told me that when you put your life on YouTube, trying to be obedient to God, because I didn't join YouTube or any social media platform for myself. I know it might seem like because I do the videos that I enjoy the camera. Y'all see me yawning. I have to edit all that stuff out. This is not natural to me. My personality is very bright. It's about as bright as these yellow fingernails. My personality is very bright. So I have I have the capacity at which to do this, but I don't ever want to get famous, because if I get famous, I think the Lord is going to suffer. No, he's not going to suffer, but in my estimation, he will not be as high as he should be. So I pray, Lord, keep me humble always. I'm not saying I don't want to have influence. I wish to have great influence, but there's a difference between having great influence and being famous. There's a lot of people that are famous that don't have any influence at all. We watch their videos or their movies, or we listen to their songs, but we don't listen to nothing else they do. We're not influenced by anything that's happening in their lives. I'd much rather people look at what's going on in my life and try to emulate that to the goodness of the Lord than for me to be famous and somebody saying, oh, I saw Shakima on the red carpet. And what was I doing? Who was I with? What was I wearing? Child? Nobody told me that while you were assuming things about that they were assuming things about you that they rarely shared about themselves, right? See, everybody has an opinion when you're on the internet. I don't know why you did that. Why you wash your chicken in why you wash your chicken in the sink? I wouldn't wash my chicken. Can you post your video of you not washing your chicken so people can come for you? Well, you know that don't even add up right, because it's $1.25. You added that wrong. I did. I pinned a post that says, oops, y'all, sorry, I added wrong. But you too busy out here in these comment streets telling me everything I did wrong to go look at the pinned post where I apologize for my math, because my math was not mathing. See how it is? We never want anybody else to see our flaws, but we're very quick to come on and talk about somebody else's, not knowing that maybe the Lord is trying to teach you something from my mistake, the mistake that I made. Maybe he's trying to get you to see something about your life, your situation, because I'm going to own up to mine. Y'all, I made a mistake. This actually cost me $12.50. That doesn't include the tax, doesn't include the soil, doesn't include the plants. It don't include the rod. It just is the planters. And I'm so sorry that I calculated it wrong. Maybe God is trying to teach you how to, oh, wow, you know what, Shakima apologized. Maybe I should do that next time. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying it's easier to come in the comments for somebody, because there's a lot of keyboard cowboys and cowgirls out here. Yeehaw. Y'all are just all over people. All over people. But then people post stuff that is not always appropriate. I was looking at something on TikTok the other day, and this video came up, and it was this pastor on the stage preaching. And this girl was had her camera on him, and she said, "I'm so in love with my pastor." And she had a little drooly face. Well, when you read the comment, that the caption, it says, "Oh yeah, I'm married to him." Ma'am, that gave people such the wrong idea. And we don't need no more pastors doing no more crazy stuff. Why would you even post that? What if that had been somebody, not his wife, posting that? And he wouldn't have even known that it was posted about him. Now you've caused drama and scandal in the church. Why are you posting that? So we have to be very careful about what we post, but then people also have to be very careful about what they say. Because the first thing I did when I saw that was went to the comments. I was like, Lord Jesus, what in the world is going on here? But then I read the caption, "He's my husband." And I wanted to say, ma'am, this is not the right look. I know what you was going for here, but okay. Nobody warned me that oftentimes your feelings end up hurt because people may, while people may not care a bit about you, you try to do your best work because you care about them. Nobody ever asked me to care about my YouTube subscribers. I was told in the very beginning that YouTube people were not real, that you all were not reality. Well, can I absolutely tell you that you all are reality? I've talked to some of you personally. I get emails quite often. I've done virtual one-on-ones with people. I've been on conversation calls with folks. YouTube people have my number. Can you imagine somebody finding out that y'all are real? And whether you care about me or not, it is my express calling from the Lord to care about you and what I show you and what I put out to you. Can I promise you that everything I put out gives a good look? I try my best, but sometimes things slip by me. I don't intentionally put out bad content because I know that before you blame me, you're going to blame God. She's supposed to be a Christian. It's the first thing people say. I did a purse video one time, and it was a, what do you call it? A dupe? Was it? It's not a dupe. It was a knockoff purse, but it still had the things. And the first comment was, "I thought you was a pastor." I am. I didn't realize that it was a knockoff when the company reached out. I should have, but I'm not a label person. I shop at the Goodwill, y'all. I don't have to have name brand of anything. I was very thankful somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to do this bag?" Absolutely, because I don't have one. But the first thing they said, "I thought you was a pastor." And my whole heart just dropped out of my, what in the world did I just do to misrepresent the Lord? How did me doing this video bring shame to the name of God? Because they didn't blame Shakima. They blamed him. "I thought you was a pastor. You supposed to be a Christian." Does that mean that I'm supposed to know everything and get it all right? I do my best. Does that mean I'm never supposed to respond? Jesus turned the other cheek. He ain't have but two. Well, what else? What did you start? What else cheek you want? Right? I'm not y'all don't care. Some people, not y'all, but some people don't care about me enough to not say stuff or to say it in private. Send me an email. I'm very email friendly. But here's, let me put this out here so I can maybe get my 1 minute of fame from this comment, because people getting fame comments now. Okay. I've been accused of all kinds of things. The first thing I was accused of, well, it was probably this, I think, was the first accusation. One time, my children, I think we were still living in, were we living in can't remember which house we were living in. I'm not sure. We might have been in this house by then. So it's been about 8 years ago, maybe. And my kids had been sleeping on some really old mattresses. I mean, those mattresses were old. Honey, they had been traveling with us from this place to that place. I don't even remember where I got them from. Yes, I do. Sister Alana had picked up bed bugs from school. She was in 4th grade. She picked up bed bugs from school. So we had to get rid of everything in our apartment. We had to wash everything. We had to fumigate several times, all the things. And so we had I don't know if it was a church or somebody donate some new mattresses to us. But, wear, tear, all that. And my kids the springs were digging in their back and all the things. And I really, really needed to get them some new mattresses. So somebody bought us some new mattresses. And the first accusation was, You don't want to tell nobody your new man bought you the mattresses for your kids. Ma'am, I wish I had a man. Where is this man at? And why is he hiding from me? Because I have been looking for him for years. Where he at exactly? And I was like, oh, wow. People really think I got a hidden man. Y'all, as soon as I get one, he going to be on all the things as soon as he's comfortable. Because I've been waiting for a long time. I want y'all to see what God about to bless me with. I do. I need y'all to know that the Lord saved his best son for me. So you know he about to get posted. He about to be Facebook official, IG official, TikTok official, whatever type of platform official. But she accused me of my new man buying those mattresses for my kids. First of all, if he did, thank you, man. I appreciate. Second of all, who I'm man with ain't your business. Third of all, my older daughter bought those mattresses. She just didn't want anybody to know she bought them. She was like, Mom, I'm gonna buy them for the kids. I already paid for it. You go pick them up. I didn't know she was buying them. She called the mattress place, did the order, paid for it over the phone. She was living in Greensboro at the time, 3.5 hours away from me. Called me, said, I paid for the mattress. Go pick them up. Because those kids were sleeping on those mattresses and stuff digging all up in their little skin. Poor babies. But I didn't have the money to do it. Second accusation, I went on a cruise and shared a room with my man and lied about it. I didn't want nobody to know that me and my man was sleeping together about that in that cruise. Where is this man? Y'all, I ain't slept with a man in. Anyway, it's depressing. Okay. Where is this man? But that hurt my feelings because here I am trying to live a chaste life, trying to live sanctified, holy, and pure in my body, not perfect, but pure in my body. And because you sleep around or because your relatives sleep around, you assume that everybody else does the same thing. And we quoting and toting the Bible just like your people. That is not the truth, ma'am. Don't come over here doing that. I had an older lady friend whom I've known for a very long time who asked me to be her traveling companion on the cruise. And this is how God want me to do it. Yeah, listen to me. Listen how God want to bless me. When I was on this cruise with my friend, several other older ladies kept approaching me. They're like, are you a traveling companion? They were trying to hire me to go on a cruise with them. Because when you're older, your reflexes aren't as fast. Sometimes your mental space is not as quick. And maybe you need somebody to help you carry your bag or whatever the comment is. I mean, whatever the situation is. I had time. I had, my kids were taken care of. I could go with her to this place. But more than anything, she wanted to give me an experience that I told God I was never going to have. I told the Lord I will never leave American soil. Lies I told. Because I most certainly did leave American soil and went out of the country as a traveling companion to my elderly friend. She didn't want anybody. I'm on you. I'm a social media person. She is not. It wasn't anybody else's business. She didn't want anybody to know that. But I shared bits and pieces of the cruise that I felt like I could share without putting her out there because she didn't want to be on social media. But it's easier for people to think that you're doing something that you're not doing because I'm safe behind my keyboard. I don't know what you're doing. And honestly, it's not my business. I've had plenty of women that want counsel and they're doing anything and everything with any and everybody. They didn't ask me for my opinion on that lifestyle portion. They asked me for this. How can you help me get my financials together? So I have to refrain, even though I'm a pastor, I have to refrain from giving my opinion where I have not been invited. And I have to give the opinion on what they asked me. Now, even though I say I'm not giving my opinion on what they didn't invite me in, does not mean that I'm not going to live my life that's holy and acceptable to the Lord. I'm going to walk out this purity lifestyle because that is the agreement that I made with God. You just get to see it. But people be rolling up on them comments. Woo! And those things hurt you. They hurt me. Because I've never been that type of individual. Y'all, I am so not a name brand person. I am so not a money hungry person. Another comment I get accused or got accused of, I don't get this as much anymore, that I beg people to send me stuff. I just beg people, y'all, if you feel in your heart, I was watching TikTok. It is a rabbit hole. There's this one dude on there, and he be like, I need some money to pay my rent. If somebody could just cash at me, because my cell phone bill is due. If somebody could just cash at me. I'm like, is this what people really do? I ain't judging. I just had a question. I didn't know. I work every day. Somebody asked me, when are you going to quit your job and do social media full time? I did not get that revelation from the Lord. Social media don't pay that much. Last year, I was making thousands of dollars. This month, I'm happy to clear $100. The Lord, that is not going to pay damn bill around here. That might get the water bill paid, but nothing else. That mortgage be mortgaging. So God didn't tell me to quit my job so that I can come on here and ask people, hey, my mortgage is due, y'all, and I'm setting up a the one thing that I see, it's the GoFundMe's, and it's the is that what it is? It's the GoFundMe. Well, so and so happened, so we setting up a GoFundMe. Go find yourself a job. See, I be having opinions, but I don't put that stuff out there because I don't know where people are. I don't know what their situations are. But I have not ever asked people to send. That's not true. I was looking for some lip gloss one time. Let me tell the truth and shame the devil. I was looking for some lip gloss one time, and I'm still looking. I had a really nice friend of mine send me some she sent me, what did she send me? She sent me something. But I'm still looking for glitzy pout. I'm looking for XOXO. That's the one I'm looking for. Can't find it. It's a glitzy pout XOXO. Can't find it. And then I also did ask if people wanted to be in a seed exchange, and if they wanted to send me some seeds, and I would plant them in my garden and show them how they were growing in the garden. So I would say, hey, Yolanda sent me some Cherokee purple tomatoes. Look at how these Cherokee purple tomatoes are growing. I've asked for those things. And if I asked for anything else and I forgot, y'all set me straight now. But I never knew that people sent people stuff. I watch certain people now, and all they do is just receive. I'm like, and sometimes I thought something was wrong with me. I was like, Lord, is something wrong with my channel that people don't send me stuff? But God has always been faithful. Every so often, I will get a envelope full of coupons, or somebody will just, the Lord told me to send you this, or it doesn't come every day. But I'm not sitting on here waiting on anybody to send me a Cash App or a GoFundMe to pay my bill. I go to work, and I love the job I do. Absolutely love what I get to do as a professional. But for somebody to sit here and say that, I wonder how you came up with that, ma'am. Because I go to the Goodwill all the time and you see the clothes, but now the Lord has sent clothing brand people to say, hey, Shakima, you want to be, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 for sure clothing deals that are coming in the next 2-3 weeks. 4. So I don't have to put money to clothing. My mortgage went up this year. My payment went up. I don't have any money to put towards clothing, but God's going to make sure that Shakima get dressed. Okay, this was a brand deal. God gonna make sure I'm dressed. And I say all that, right? People will think what they will. I recently had a comment that upset me, so much so that I explained in a video that is how I dispel some of the lies. And another sub that loves me says, Shakima, you don't have to keep explaining yourself. And sometimes I feel like you do, because I don't think that everybody has seen true integrity before. And I try to live an integrous life. I honestly do my very best, not because of you and not because of me, certainly not because of me, but because of the person whom I serve, and because of my representation to the kingdom of God. I do my very best to live an integrous life. Do I always make the right choices? No. Do I always say the right things? No. Do I lose my cool every now and then? But as a 99.9% of the time, I do my best. And you know how I do it? God brings back to my remember, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have said that. We have that relationship where he'll tell me, don't say that right there. Oh, no, delete that. That ain't good. Delete it. It's not worth it. But I can't have people thinking that I'm doing stuff Because again, like I said, they're not going to judge me. They're going to judge him. Because it always comes back. You're supposed to be a Christian. Like Christians can't make mistakes. Somewhere years and years ago, somebody you know made a confession. Might have even been you. Made a confession of faith and then stumbled and failed. The Bible says a just man fall down, yea, 7 times, but he gets back up. All of us have moments when we don't represent right, or we made a bad choice, we made a mistake, or whatever the case may be. But thanks be unto God that he is a God that forgives over and over and over and over again. Isn't that what we're here for? Isn't that what we want? We want to show. I'd much rather you see me fall and how the Lord restores. I'm not trying to fall just so you can see the restoration, but believe this, God is in the restoration business. He is not going to let us stay where we were. He's going to prompt us gently, and sometimes he's going to shake us. He's going to pull us by. We make sure your glue is good, because he will snatch that wig real quick and be like, didn't you hear what I just told you? Ma'am, did you hear me? He'd be like, okay, God, let me get it back together. But see, sometimes when I fall and I get on here and I tell you my shortcomings, my mistakes, whatever the case is, maybe you can learn a lesson from that. Maybe we all can learn a lesson from that. How about stop being a keyboard cowboy? How about that? You don't have to respond to everything. Everything don't deserve a response. If I don't like something, this is what I do. I just scroll on, scroller. They see me scrolling. I don't know no other word. That's all I know. They see me scrolling. Because I don't like everything everybody does. Yeah, child, let me see. And I like that. Yolanda said, I've been with you long enough to see the transformation God is doing and has done in your life. If you've been with me for a minute, you should see something different about Shakima than what it was way back then. Because I was a straight hood booger back then. I would tell you all the things. All of them. Maybe I wouldn't say all of them. Would I say all? Probably not. I've always been a good girl. Okay, I'm moving on. All right, alas, people will think what they will. Okay, that comment upset me. And she was like, nope, don't keep explaining yourself to people because you don't owe them anything. She is very actual. She is actually very factual. I don't owe them anything. But the Bible says in Romans 14:6, this is in the World English Bible, then don't let your good be slandered, or don't let your good be spoken evil of. People are going to have opinions, and I get that. But I still get the choice up front to live an integrous life. That's what I get the choice to do. I get the choice to stand before women, all kind of women from all across the country, and say, God has been keeping me for 15 years in my body. The day Jackson's dad left, that was it for me. And Jackson will be 15 on the 30th of April. For 15 years, God has kept me in my body. I've had plenty of opportunities, because I'm telling you, people out here on a whole nother level of, girl, you ain't doing what? Oh, no, ma'am. No, sir. You will not catch me outside. But God has kept me in my body. I've had plenty of opportunities for God to keep me in my words. Because there's some people I have wanted to cuss straight out. Slam out. I wanted to make up new words for that, what they was trying to say to me or do to me or whatever the case was. And the Lord was like, nope, that's not how we not finna do none of that. So I'm trying to live and leave a legacy for my children, so that my children have never seen, I've told y'all this, they've never seen Uncle so-and-so running up and through here, or I got to sneak a man out through the back door at 4 a.m. because I don't want my kids to wake up and know Uncle so-and-so been here. I'm teaching them that so that they don't have to have that happening in their house. In just a short amount of time, I'm about to get me a son-in-law. Ooh, Shamika about to get married. Yes, Lord. And I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited for her. My children have never seen me buy alcohol unless it was a bottle of cooking wine, so I could cook with it. My children have never seen me take a swig of any type of a beverage unless it was sweet tea, milk, coffee. But people would accuse me, oh, you socially drink. I am not a social drinker. My grandmother was a violent drunk. My mother was a violent drunk. And I've always had fear that I would be a violent drunk. So because I do not want to know whether I'm violent or not, when I drink, I don't drink. And people always assume that I don't drink because I'm a Christian. I don't drink because I do not want to be a violent drunk like my mother. And because I love the Lord. Yeah. So I'm thankful that I don't, but I'm not very sure that I would know how to act where I inebriated or under the influence of anything. So I just choose not to. And so you live that life on purpose in front of people because I need you to know, those of you that I don't even see in the comments. I know I got people that are watching, that are heartsing it up, but they're not saying anything. I have a whole lot of silent sisters on Saturday mornings that never say anything. But I still want you to know, whether you tell me your business or not, because I'm an open book over here. Ain't no secrets. If I tell you all my secrets, you can't be digging up nothing in my skeleton closet because I done put it all out there, right? Oh, we about to find some dirt on her. What do you want to know? I tell you all the things. But if I can do this, you can do this. That's what I want people to know. If I can do it, you can do it. And even when I fall down, when I don't get it right, when I have a conversation with somebody that might have not turned out the best, or I might have made a poor money decision, God's still going to love me. He's still going to esteem me. He's still going to give me a way of escape. He's still, if I had been loose in my body, God still loved me. He's still going to restore me right back to himself. But that has not been my testimony. Probably the only thing I really have done is eat. Well, Shakima, what did it have to do with anything? Eating is just as bad as anything else. But we make all the other stuff worse. My platforms have always been about one thing: God can. So if I can do anything, especially something people believe is wrong, they won't blame me. They'll blame God. Thought you was a Christian. My truth is, I don't need to defend myself. Pride defends. Pride defends itself. But I don't have to do that. But I do that for the people who may not understand. And sometimes when you don't say anything, it's those people who don't understand why she didn't say anything, why she didn't do certain things. Don't need a response. They really don't. But there are people who are following me. This is what the Lord showed me the other day. Y'all probably would never imagine this in your life. The one goal that I've had in my whole life is to become a church mother. Now, if you've been a part of old Pentecostal Holiness Church, you know what a church mother is. She sit over on the church mother side. She wear her little hat. She'll wear her white suit on Sundays, and they get people straight when they need to be straight. It's been my one and only goal in life, is to be a church mother. But here's what the Lord said to me. He said, Shakima, and this was very recent. He said, Shakima, you are the mother that some women never had, whether they tell you that or not. They are looking at your example on how to mother their kids, on wishing somebody had mothered them like that. I've had many women say, I wish my mother had been like you. Some people think I'm too hard. I get it. But I'm the mother that some women never had. And I have to accept that from the Lord. And even with that, there are moments when I have to come and explain. I do the same thing to my children. If something happened and they don't understand all of the ins and outs, and I go back to them and I say, well, let's talk about it. Thank God that I'm at a place where I can talk about it. He will keep anybody who want to be kept in Jesus' name. Not to say you don't have your thoughts and you don't have your challenges in your body, but I'm thankful that the Lord has helped me overcome any challenge. And trust me, I've had plenty of opportunity to answer the call. I'm just glad that don't call me when you got your needs to be met. Call somebody else, because get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. I certainly don't need to defend God, but I refuse to allow anyone to treat him harmfully because of something I did or said. I just won't let people look at him crazy because of something I did. And so all of this tonight has to be for you to look at your life. What are you doing that may not necessarily represent him correctly? I get it. Some of us want to just go out here and tell them everything, but maybe that's not the best look today. And we want to just go off in the comments on people. That may not be the best look today. What is it? We may have, the Lord told us to do something and we didn't follow that exact example. Not the best look today. More times than not, I explain when or why something happened. because I need my life to honor God all the time. I need others who may not know him to see what reverence for God and truth look like. Do you know there are moments when I have to say to my kids or other people, I apologize, please forgive me, I really didn't mean that. They have to learn humility from somewhere. You have to learn humility from somewhere. And little lady, you are so right. They always expect, they being people, you to be an angry black woman, or for you to be loud, or for you to be, it's not everybody's testimony. I've prayed, remember, God, gentle my spirit, gentle my spirit, gentle my spirit. I pray it every day. And over the years, I've seen him gentle my spirit. He's answered that prayer. God, gentle me, gentle me, gentle me. Because I don't want to play into that angry black woman. But here's the thing. What I can tell you is this. If I need to go there, I'll go there. Jesus was the prime example. You selling stuff up in this temple? Okay, I got something for you. He walked all them miles home, platted a whip, came back and started turning tail up. I will do it if I have to. But I may not have to do that every single time. He always led with love. Always. And so you have to think about that first. I could come back in the comments and get people straight. And sometimes I just have to cut the comments off, but I still get comments. She just cut her comments off because I don't want you coming over here acting crazy. That's why. Not because I don't want you to have an opinion, but your opinion is swaying other people or is causing other people to come to my rescue. And I would prefer they not do that. So why not just cut off the dialogue so we don't even have to go there? All right. My feelings are irrelevant, although they have been hurt numerous times. I won't dishonor the Lord or the calling that he gave me. Can I be called to social media? I think you can. I think in these days and age and times, and I know people talk a lot about internet preachers and all this other stuff. I'm not on here because I want to be on here. At this very moment, it is 9:42 at my house. I could think of 5,000 things I could be doing. I got a basket full of clothing review stuff that I need to fold and hang and do all that. That has not gotten done. Over here on the side, the dog is asleep on an unmade bed. That could be done. I could probably go in the kitchen and try to find myself some dinner because I haven't eaten yet. That could be getting done. But the Lord called me to this because he knew that back in 2020, we was going to have a pandemic and some people weren't going to go back to church and some people needed a place that they could feel safe and hear about the things of the Lord. That was true and that was good. And they needed to hear all that. And God was like, Shakima, you're going to reach thousands and thousands of people from the comfort of your own home. So he gave me that dream about 2.5 years ago. And I just have to be obedient to that. And this is my calling. It's what I'm called to do. It may not be what you're called to do, but you are called to be upright, to stand upright before the Lord, to walk upright before the Lord. That's everybody's call. He always deals with me about my mouth because I'm telling you, I'm quick with it. I'm quick with it. I'm quick with it. You're never going to outwit me ever. If I don't come back with something, it's because the Lord has set a guard over my mouth, set a watch over my mouth. And I pray that too. God, set a watch over my mouth so I don't say stuff because I will hurt you. I will slice you with my words because I had to grow up fighting. What Sophia said, girl, child ain't safe in a family of men. And when you grow up unsafe, when you get old enough to save yourself, you know how to do it. I will slice you with my words. But I don't want to do that. So I have prayed, God, put a watch, set a watch, set a watch, set a watch. I have to go before the Lord a lot. All the time. Should I say something back? Should I respond? Should I let it go? Should I delete it? And a lot of times I just delete people. Evidently, what I'm saying or doing is not something that you're in agreement with. So why should we keep walking together? What do light and dark have to do with one another? Nothing. So let's just end this relationship right now. You are dismissed. Shakima, you're sounding very harsh. I don't mean to be that way. But I have to stand before the Lord. I like that, little lady. Let my life speak for me. I have to let my life speak for me. And again, like Yolanda said, I've been with you a long time. Yolanda been with me, child, when I was, honey, for real, back in the daytime, back then. I'm so thankful. And I tell people quite often, it's been a little bit more than 10 years now. I said, I'm very thankful that people didn't know me 10 years ago. You would not be following me. You wouldn't, because I wasn't nothing to follow. And I'll tell you this, I've said this before, the minute I stopped following God, stop following me. because I won't be anything to follow them. But as long as I'm following the Lord and you have a definite word to keep following, keep following. There's a particular person I was following on Instagram, and I felt something in my spirit like he was trying to become famous, just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was following for a long while, just kind of see, but just recently here, some stuff was going left. And I have to save my sanity, because if not, I'm gonna judge. So I did one quick thing: unfollow. Do whatever you want to do. I don't have to watch it. I don't have to be a part of it. It is not for me. It is for you. Go get your 15 minutes of fame. Do what you need to do, sir, ma'am. It's not for me. It ain't my business. But I get to free myself up from people that I don't agree with. I don't agree with what you're doing, so I'm not fixing to follow you, not one more step further. If I stop following God, you have my permission, and you probably don't need it. Stop following me. Will I continue to respond to negative comments? Maybe. Probably. Almost certainly. Why? Because I love God and I care about people. I really do care about people. I do a lot of stuff, not for recognition. I do so many things that people don't know about, just because God said so. Just because he said so. I'm going to get my reward in heaven. But God is so faithful, he even allows me to be rewarded on earth for the things that I do in secret. The Bible says what you do in secret, God will reward you openly. Can I promise you, I had 18 subscribers for 18 months. Now, well over 157,000 followers on one platform. My Instagram has been growing by leaps and leaps and leaps. Every 28-day cycle, your analytics tell you where you are. Our numbers had started dropping in our reach. All of a sudden, I think it was Tuesday, the reach started going back up. Now we're over 1 million reached on Instagram this 28-day cycle. And I haven't had a viral reel, but I had 8 of them last cycle. 8 over 100,000 views last cycle. That one planter reel that people keep coming for in the comments is almost at 9 million views. They brought the donut video back. Keep on watching that one. Keep on watching. Ain't gonna bother me. But I care about people. The Bible tells me to avoid even the appearance of sin. That's in 1 Thessalonians 5:22. People were God's business, and because his business is now my business, people are my business. So whatever I post, whatever I show, I have one review that's coming up that I have been in constant prayer asking the Lord to show me how to do this, because it is very different than anything I've ever done before. And I agreed to do it, so I have to keep my word. But I want to do it with class. I want to do it with as much classy lady as I can, as I can think of. I want to do it so that the company is represented well, but so that I'm represented well, because these images will be out here forever. People will screen. You can delete it in 2 minutes and they still don't screenshot 50 videos 50 times. And here's what I have to do. I have to make sure that what I do represents people well. I have people all the time, Shakima, how do you get these deals? I tried, I can't get anything. I don't go after people. People come after me. We can help you grow your channel by these many. We promise to give you 1,000 new people. Just send us this much money. I'm not sending you 10 cents. No, I'm not. But I'm also trying to keep the people I have, because I feel like as we move along and journey together, the Lord wants to teach you, and then the Lord wants you to teach me stuff. And then that way we're working in tandem together. We're all learning together. People are important to me above myself. Not something that everyone would do or say about it, but it's my portion. People are my portion. It is very true. And I'm learning that in these day and ages, because people always going to hold you in their box. And when I started coming out with different fashion things that I like, oh boy, that caused some stir Don't let me show a knee because, Lord, you showing too much skin. Well, I'm a woman of God, but I'm a woman first. And I do want to be desirable. Now, I'm not going to show all of the goods because none of that is everybody's business. But I do want to be found desirable in the eyes of a man that would decide to be my husband. But as soon as you do it, people going for you. I thought you was a pastor. That's a nice dress, but it's too short for a pastor. Well, on Monday, at this moment right now, I'm just a woman. In an hour from now, when I'm on this counseling call, I'm gonna be a pastor and I'm gonna wear my collar and you gonna know I'm a pastor. I mean, even to the point that certain women will not even wear special nighty things for their husband because somebody has told them that that's wrong. That's your husband. I guarantee you, it ain't gonna stay on long, but at least give him something to look at for them 2-3 minutes. He about to look. But we have put all these other, again, standards on people that we don't want put on us. So I'm going to put it on you. And you have to live under this rule and this regulation. Can I give every married woman permission out here to go buy something real nice for your man? And not no moo-moo and not no mama dress. Go buy something real nice. And if you need some help finding something real nice, let a sister know because I'll hook you up on some stuff. I just tell you, send you to some places. I'm talking about something real nice for your husband. I bought the Viral Body Glaze. And in my video, when I did the review, I mentioned, wives, get this for your husband. Now, I don't have a husband, but there's nothing that says I can't smell good because I want to smell good for me. I'm learning how to be a woman and walk in my womanhood, regardless of what anybody has to say about it. And I'm not going to apologize ever again for that. Okay. Them over me, him over me. Why? Because he prefers me over everyone else, and I'm thankful for that. Many people have come to know the Lord from YouTube videos. How do I know? They tell me. Some say it's my calming presence or my voice, but my favorite thing to hear is, I don't even believe what you believe, but I keep coming back to your channel, and I don't know why. There's got to be such a life lived before people. This is what I tell my ladies in Titus 2. God wants us to live our lives well before men so that he will get the glory. I tell people this, and I've coined this phrase: the outward presentation is only from the inward transformation. So my inward transformation becomes my outward presentation. When I allow the Lord to come inside of me and work and do all the things, you get to see the finished work as an outward presentation. But he wants us to live life well, not just live. John 10:10 says, for the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy, but I come that you will have life, and life to the full. He wants us to live life to the full. What does that look like, Shakima? It looks like whatever you and him decide it looks like. And when my husband come, he getting all the 90 things, all of them in every color. I've been waiting a long time. Period. Okay. I don't know why. Well, I do. It's God. Because his assignment unto salvation is so much more important than my feelings. I live right before him and my fellow man. Perfectly, not a chance. But I do sure try to live right. I do my best. So as with any other night, just like I do every time, I'm going to ask you, do you know him? Do you know the Lord? If you don't, you can know him. You can know him just as personal or intimate as I can. I remember having a lady tell me one time, she said, I looked at you and I wanted to know God like you knew God. And that was good because that's where she was at that point. But since then, she's told me, Shakima, I know God for myself. That's the best news I could have ever gotten. Sometimes people are only going to know God how you know him or through you. But you need to then step out of the way and allow them to meet the Lord. They see in the God in you. So you just got to step out. Let God just keep on going as they walk closer. Same to him. And then they get to meet each other. A friend of mine, her name is Miss Joe. She's the best person I know in my life. She said, Shakima, your job is just to make the introduction between people and Jesus. It's their job to get to know each other. When she told me that freed me up. All I got to do is introduce y'all. It's up to you to have a conversation. It's up to you to get to spend time and know each other. But you can know that. Knowing him allows us to have right relationships with him and with other people. Knowing him allows us the opportunity to live above reproach. We can do that in his name, but only if we know him. So there it is, ladies. Night 51 YouTube comments. Tomorrow night is day 50. Tomorrow we're talking about anomaly. Anomaly is a noun, and we're going to go through that tomorrow night. I do want to thank you all so much for stopping by, joining me, and hanging out. I appreciate you. Be good in them comments to people. Y'all like the video, share, do all the hearts, all the things. God's going to bless you. I promise you he will. Be good to his people, and he'll be good to you.